going in.
Right.
But once you have shooting struggles, you know it's going to start happening, right? Like someone's going to say he needs to change his shooting form. Like,
of course.
Do you think that conversation is being had?
I'm sure it's being had, but if I was him, I would look at a guy like Kevin Martin. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Martin, the guy that shot from his hip as well, and shot at a high clip.
Sean Marion
had a weird shot. There's a bunch of guys that had weird shots. So if I was him, I wouldn't change nothing.
But you got to earn your weird shot. Don't you have to earn your weird shot with the numbers? Exactly. Like that's kind of what my point is. It's like Lonzo, you can have a weird shot, but when you have a weird shot and it's not going in, people are going to start asking about your weird shot.
But everybody relax. It's 10 games. It's such a long season. He has 72 more games to play, so I'm not worried about it at all.
You're not worried about him at all?
Not at all.
What about the Lakers in general as a team?
I like the Lakers too. I think they're putting, some nice young pieces together. I like the kid Kuzma a lot. You know what I'm saying? I like Brandon Ingram. The veteran what they added with I can't remember his name, the big tall. What is his name?
Who? Brook Lopez.
Brook Lopez.
Yep.
Brook Lopez. So I like what they're building. I think they'll be okay. They're not going to be championship contenders anytime soon, but at least they can be fun to watch.
Yeah. Well, they'll have a completely different roster next year. I feel like.
You know
what I mean? Something tells me that Magic is on the text, and he's going to bring in some big names.
Yeah, we're going to
see. To join that young roster that you speak of. Well, Lol Deng is also another veteran on that team. Right. And he has made it very clear that he no longer wants to be on that team. He said, quote, "The only answer for me now is to prove myself away from LA. I'm not asked to play. I'm not in the rotation, so I can't prove myself there."
Right.
So I want to ask you about this. There's Kyrie Irving demanded a trade. Right. Eric Bledsoe tweeted he didn't want to be here, and all of a sudden he got a trade. Mirotic, it's either Bobby Portis or it's me. Right. And now you have Deng kind of like forcing the organization's hand and not demanding a trade, but sort of like pressing his way out of town.
Right.
Is this new? And what do you think about this practice?
Well, I mean, I've done it before.
Oh.
When I was in Golden State, I didn't get along with Don Nelson. I just knew it wasn't going to work. I knew if I stayed there, I felt like he was going to shorten my career. So I had to put it on myself and had to go in there and tell, I had to tell him first, and he didn't believe it.
What'd you say to him?
I told him, I called him. It was funny. He lives in Maui. Yes. So I called him, and I'm like, what's up, coach, or whatever. He's like, hey, Al, I'm just chilling in my pool on a floaty. And I'm just like, oh, all right. I was like, well, I was called to tell you that I no longer want to be on this team. And he was like, Al, it's going to be different. We lost Barron. I think it's going to be some new leadership roles for you and different things like that. But I added up to here with him at that point, and I was like, look, I want out. So he came back during the season. He made me the captain of the team, all these different things. But I just didn't like him at that point. He rubbed me the wrong way the year before, and I just was like, I need to get out of here. So we played 5 games, and then he called me into the cafeteria. We have like a cafeteria in Golden State, and he calls me in, and he's like, I want to talk to you. You're going to start backing up Brandon Wright. And I was like, back up who? He's like, Brandon Wright. I was like,
is that the leadership role you have for me?
I'm like, I'm not backing up Brandon Wright. And he was like, yes, you are. I said, all right, we'll see. And I never put on a uniform again.
Really? So do you have your agent go to the GM? Like, what's the process?
Well, yeah, you got to call my agent. My agent was already on board. So it was just at that point, he was just like, well, what you want to do? You willing to get, suspended or fined and everything? And I was like, yes, I do not want to play here anymore under him. So it was one of those things. So it's been going on for a long time. And, I think that, when you have a disgruntled player like that, and especially when they can play, you have to get them out of there because they'll be a distraction to the team.
That's what I wanted to go with this. If you were the GM, if you were the organization, and a player that you wanted on the team that was a key part of your production said, I no longer want to be here, this isn't working, would you acquiesce to that request, or would you say, you know what, you signed a contract, that's just kind of how it goes?
No, it depends. It depends on the guy, and it depends on the team and everything like that. But, when you think about it, unlike a lot of sports, basketball chemistry is huge. You know what I'm saying? If you got a guy in there that don't want to be there, it's just not going to work. You know what I'm saying? So, and especially you're talking about a guy that is that you need production from. If he's not happy, or you decide just go sit home, that hurts your team. So you're gonna have to give him that request.
That makes a lot of sense, because there'd be a part of me that'd be like, oh, you want to trade? Like, okay, cool. Like, you know what? I want to live in Maui with Don Nelson, but I don't. So that's just the way life goes, and you sign a contract and you have to play here. That's not how it goes.
It's not how it goes. Not at all.
How disgruntled were you, though? Were you a cancer in the locker room?
No, it was not a cancer. I've never been like that. My teammates, when I left, my teammates will always call me Steven Jackson, Barron, Monte. No, it's not Barron, sorry, Monte Ellis. They're like, yo, come back, man. It'll be okay. We'll give you the ball. All kind of stuff. But I'm like,
we'll run every play for you. Like, we need you. We'll buy you dinner. We'll carry your bags.
To my guns. I do not want to play for that man anymore.
Well, you'll be sticking with us.
Yes, sir.
And you'll be back, and after this, and we'll be discussing